Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, postal problems. Local businesses bracing for the impact of a nationwide mail strike. Honoring the owner, how the Edmonton Elks are remembering Larry Thompson. And a superhero story, a special anniversary screening of a Spider Mabel documentary.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Thousands of postal workers across the country are on the picket lines in response to changes made by the federal government. It's the second time in less than a year Canada Post employees have walked off the job. CTV's Evan Kenny is live outside of the Canada Post Depot on 149th Street. So, Evan, how's the picket line looking tonight?
Yeah, Matt, throughout the day, there was a few dozen people coming and going. Now there's about 40 or 50 between the people set up behind me and scattered throughout the property. Now, yesterday, the federal government said that it was making changes to mail service to make it more financially viable. Shortly after, the union declared an immediate strike, leaving workers and customers wondering what's next. It's been a quiet day at the Canada Post mail processing plant in Edmonton. Members of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers are blocking off the parking lot, making sure no one gets in or out. Members from other unions are standing in solidarity, but others are frustrated.
Without it, we're stuck, and it's really inconvenience to everyone.
People we spoke with today say they want workers to get a fair deal, but they need Canada Post back in service.
It's just painful the first time around, and it's just going to be painful the second time around. So figure it out, get it sorted, but, you know, we want people to be treated fairly, but at the same time, not at the expense of the rest of the country.
During last fall's strike, businesses took a hit. Clothing company Emmy DeVoe lost $200,000 in income and nearly had to close its doors.
We actually announced our closure and have since shrunk the business and relaunched. But that was the catalyst that forced us to have to close.
The owner fears this could once again be a reality.
We're kind of trying to figure out what we're going to do, but really we're at the mercy of waiting for what they are going to tell us.
Last year's strike cost small businesses across Canada more than $1 billion. Canada Post says it won't deliver or accept any new mail or packages, and as well, that includes the ones sent before the strike. It will, however, still be delivering government benefit checks. Matt?
All right, CTV's Evan Kenny live outside of the Canada Post Depot on 149th Street. Thank you. Edmonton police are cracking down on street racing, ticketing dozens of drivers at a recent meetup. Video supplied by police shows cars lining up to race one another. Police say on Sunday night about 100 vehicles gathered at 129th Avenue and 170th Street. 30 tickets were issued. They included stunting and equipment violations. The Edmonton Police Service says this kind of behavior is unacceptable, with speed involved in nearly half of all deadly traffic accidents this year. So far this year, there have been 25 deadly collisions compared to 26 all of last year. The Edmonton Elks are remembering owner Larry Thompson. The 65-year-old died from complications following a surgery last month. Despite owning the team for a little more than a year, Thompson's vision for reviving and restoring the franchise to its former glory are already beginning to take shape. CTV's Brendan Purdy joins us in studio now. So, Brendan, how is Thompson being remembered by the team?
Well, Matt, Larry Thompson, the first private owner in the history of the Double E, was a lifelong supporter of the club. The team's CEO says he was invested in knowing everyone involved with the Elks, from the players and coaches to support staff and their families. A self-made businessman, he headed up the Spruce Grove-based Thompson Construction for 4 decades before selling back in 2023. To describe him, members of the organization used words like tough, incredible, enthusiastic, and committed.
He was very stringent on what he thought an organization, a healthy organization, should look like, and the way people treated each other and the way we conduct business.
The best way that we can honor Larry is by representing the green and gold and the Double E the right way in everything that we do, and that's what we plan on doing.
In a statement, his wife Deb says Larry was a legend, and our family will continue his legacy far beyond our lifetimes. Deb now takes over as the sole owner of the team, becoming the first female owner in the history of the CFL. Matt?
All right, Brendan Purdy live in studio tonight. Thank you. An emotional gathering of friends and colleagues this morning remembering Dr. Darren Markland.
Honoring him by going outside and riding a bike and being kind to a stranger. I think that really does encompass a lot of what he lived.
Dr. Markland was an intensive care physician at the Royal Alex Hospital. He died Sunday after a mountain bike crash near Nordegg. He gained notoriety during the pandemic, sharing his hospital experiences with the public. The avid cyclist and outdoorsman started the Friday morning coffee outside meetup in Ezio Ferrone Park 10 years ago. Organizers say that tradition will continue. Edmonton's new police chief is finishing his first week at the helm of the service. Chief Warren Dreichel was in our CTV studio this morning. He says Edmontonians will see a lot of him in the community, and he wants police members to be more visible by policing proactively instead of reactively.
That's a big shift, believe it or not. It's not just as easy as telling our members they need to do it. It's looking at the things that are slowing them down. What are the administrative things, the technical things that are getting in the way? What's new in terms of how they do investigations that keep them from being out on the street?
Dreichel served for several months as co-interim chief following the departure of previous police chief Dale McPhee. The Kiwanis Club of Edmonton is recognizing the city's top cop with an award.
We are proud to have officers like Constable Thomas Cleal, who lead with heart, both in uniform and in the community. On behalf of the Edmonton Police Service, it is my pleasure to congratulate him as the 2024 Kiwanis Top Cop.
Thomas Cleal is a constable with the Edmonton Police Service and a member of its Law Enforcement Torch Run. That's an organization that raises money for the Special Olympics. Cleal has been a volunteer since 2016. He says receiving the Top Cop Award is a really big honor.
I was kind of surprised when I was informed that I was getting this recognition, and not necessarily somebody that enjoys the spotlight, but if it's going to bring awareness and to Special Olympics and bring more attention to our Special Olympics athletes, then I'm happy to be a part of doing that.
Cleal's parents traveled to Edmonton from Nova Scotia for their son's award ceremony. A lot of the Oilers' young guns will be in the lineup at Rogers Place tonight. Only a handful of the team's regulars will face off against the Winnipeg Jets in Edmonton this evening. Darnell Nurse is one of a few veterans who will play. He says starting young players can inject new life into the roster.
The juice that they bring to the rink, the smiles, the emotion, the enthusiasm. I mean, that just helps the group. It's infectious. So when you have some of that, the young blood in your lineup and in your room, it spreads throughout.
Tonight's game starts at 7 o'clock. Josh, I think it was a pretty nice day out there today. A little breezy, though. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you are absolutely correct. No need for correction. In fact, it's still a little gusty out there right now. Wind out of the west, 20 gusting to about 30 kilometers per hour. Not bad temperatures, though. Lots of sunshine, and we're at 18 degrees right now. We've been there for the last 2 hours. That will go down as the daytime high for today. So slightly above average today for both the high and the low. Started the day at 7 degrees. Should be a lot calmer tomorrow, although temperatures will be in the same ballpark, and it looks like we'll see a little more cloud cover tomorrow as well. We'll get to that in a second. First, here's what it looks like outside right now with the CTV drone. Blue skies hanging over the Edmonton area, as has been the case pretty much all day today. Early this morning, you had a little bit of lingering cloud cover from those showers that pushed through overnight last night, but for most of today, it's been sunshine. There's the clouds, though, now just off to the west and northwest of the Edmonton area, so we'll get some cloudy periods through this evening. All of these showers, as they transition over into Alberta, will stay north of Edmonton. So northwestern Alberta, you get some showers tonight. Northeastern parts of the province up around Fort McMurray could see some overnight showers as well. For us, tomorrow night, we might see some showers. But through the daytime hours, should just be a little bit of increase in cloud. Partly cloudy, about 6 degrees tomorrow morning, and then another 18-degree day with a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow afternoon. And as we mentioned, much calmer situation as far as the wind is concerned. We'll take a look at the Sunday forecast and beyond in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, look out. Here comes Spider Mabel. We catch up with an Edmonton crime fighter 10 years after she spun an inspiring story.
It was just so amazing and so comforting to know that there were so many people rooting for me.
Monday in Your Morning Edmonton, 10 years since the Truth and Reconciliation Report was released, we examine Canada's progress and the hard conversations that remain. We'll see you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
The TELUS World of Science will mark the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation with free admission for Indigenous guests. Truth and Reconciliation Day is Tuesday, September 30th. It commemorates Indigenous communities and raises awareness of the impacts of residential schools. The Science Centre will begin the day with a teepee raising, followed by a prayer led by an elder. Other activities will be held throughout the day, including a tea ceremony in the Medicine Garden. The Science Centre says it's important to honor Indigenous communities.
Indigenous communities have stewarded this land for thousands of years, and they're a very important part of our community here. So we want to recognize the parts of our history that have really impacted that part of our community.
The Science Centre will also host an all-day Indigenous market in the main lobby, which is free for anyone to attend. Alberta Culture Days is taking over the Arts District this weekend. Activities started with a wardrobe sale at the Citadel Theatre this afternoon. The Citadel does about 10 shows every year, and it collects a lot of costumes.
Right behind me, there is a crocodile. That crocodile is from Peter Pan in 2006. We've got pieces from Beauty and the Beast, and we've got lots of different basics as well. So there's vintage clothing, there's lots of shoes, there's hats, there's masks, there's a ton of things.
The Citadel's wardrobe sale continues tomorrow. It will also have a free showing of The Wizard of Oz. As part of Culture Days, admission to the Royal Alberta Museum is free on Saturday and Sunday between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. There will also be free performances and a native plant giveaway in Churchill Square. This weekend marks 10 years since a girl with cancer known as Spider Mabel cast her web on the hearts of Edmontonians. People are getting a chance to relive that day with a special screening of the documentary Spider Mabel, a real-life superhero story. CTV's Amanda Anderson has more.
Who are you?
I'm Spider Mabel.
Spider Mabel is a well-known name in Edmonton. She's the girl who, while battling cancer, was granted a wish to go on a crime-fighting adventure, saving the city and then Oilers captain Andrew Ference.
It was just so amazing and so comforting to know that there were so many people rooting for me and putting this together to make me feel better, and it was the best day of my life.
It's been 10 years since that day. The pint-sized superhero is now grown up.
I still hold a lot of the qualities I had back then, and I value that because it shows that, yeah, I've changed, I've matured, but I'm still me.
Spider Mabel's Wish Day, her journey to overcome cancer, and efforts to give back to the community are featured in a documentary called Spider Mabel, a real-life superhero story, released a couple of years ago.
I got to see myself how other people saw me, and I wasn't a sick kid. I wasn't, like, helpless. I was a ray of hope.
Remembering everything that happened, everything that she did that day and the years after, everything that went into that film, it's like, yeah, it's kind of, I want to see it again from the perspective of that being in the past.
People are getting a chance to relive that special day in our city's history on the big screen at Metro Cinema.
Edmonton showing up that day was what I was really proud of.
It's also a chance to meet the girl behind the mask.
Look out, here comes the Spider Mabel.
I'm not so much like the superhero anymore. I'm more Mabel who wants to give back, but as me instead of Spider Mabel. Because Spider Mabel's really connected to the cancer side of my life.
The Spider Mabel documentary is being shown on Saturday to mark the anniversary and raise money for the Kids with Cancer Society. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Still to come tonight on CTV News, creepy carvings, where you can check out thousands of jack-o'-lanterns in Edmonton.
but we have a walk-through graveyard with a gravekeeper that will be interacting with our guests.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The witches are out already. Pumpkins After Dark is back at Borden Park. It features more than 10,000 hand-carved pumpkins. Now in its 4th year, organizers say the family-friendly event gets bigger and better every Halloween.
This year, we have expanded our pathway, so we do have a couple of more extra displays that can be expected. Plus, we've added some things to our pathway, some interactive elements. So we have a walk-through graveyard with a gravekeeper that will be interacting with our guests, as well as a new spiderweb tunnel. And then we do have some character actors in other places throughout the displays.
The popular Monster Maze from last year is back again. The event is now licensed, so there's a beer garden for the adults.
That'll make the maze more interesting.
Pumpkins After Dark is open Thursday to Sunday every week until Halloween. Certainly might make it a little difficult for me to find my way out of there, Josh. Certainly doesn't feel like Halloween is just a month away.
Sorry, I just completely threw
me off there, yeah.
No,
it's Friday evening. Got beer on the mind.
It does not feel like Halloween is only a month, but does it feel like Christmas is just around the corner either? And I saw some decorations in some stores already this morning.
I thought you were going to say on houses.
No,
oh my goodness.
There's a look outside right now, River Valley Skycam. It's brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. 17 degrees. And we're starting to see some thin clouds spread into the Edmonton area. That'll stick with us through this evening and then clear out a little bit tomorrow morning. Then it comes back again tomorrow afternoon. 17 in Fort McMurray and here in Edmonton right now. It's 18 in Red Deer, just 13 in Grand Prairie. Wind is backed off for the time being in Grand Prairie. It has been gusty through most of the day. I think you're in for some gusts. Grand Prairie, Peace River, Slave Lake, Fort McMurray, right through the day tomorrow. You're probably looking at 40 to 50 kilometer per hour gusts. Here in Edmonton, I mean, it was gusty through today up to about 50 kilometers per hour earlier. Right now, gusts are around 30 kilometers per hour, and I think they will continue to drop off in the next couple of hours. So by mid-evening, we should be done with the gusts, and it looks pretty calm through the day tomorrow. There's your cloud cover. A couple scattered showers starting to pop up in western areas of the province. We'll see those showers stay well north of Edmonton. High level through maybe the Peace River region gets grazed by some of those showers. Looks like even that area should have the rain stay north. Fort McMurray overnight gets a chance of showers. But here in Edmonton, just cloudy periods through this evening and then some clearing overnight. And good amount of sunshine to start the day tomorrow. Increasing cloud tomorrow afternoon. Watch this band of rain develop late in the day tomorrow. So overnight tomorrow night into early Sunday morning, you might see a few showers in the Edmonton area. Chance for some steadier rain back further to the west. And yes, maybe at higher elevations, a little bit of wet snow in through the mountain parks. There's Sunday morning. Looks like, well, Futurecast has lost the cloud cover. There will be mostly cloudy skies in place from Edmonton off to the north, with the showers staying northwest of us on Sunday. So Saturday night's kind of your best chance at seeing some showers, and then after that, Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, a little bit of precipitation. 6 degrees in Edmonton and Grand Prairie tomorrow morning. Should be around 4 degrees in Lloydminster. Frost advisory for Coronation with temperatures around the freezing mark in that area. 17s and 18s across the northeast. You'll be in the mid-teens again tomorrow across the northwest. Edson looking at some rain at about 12. Closer to 20, though, for Red Deer, Lloydminster, and Coronation. Here in Edmonton, we'll see temperatures slide to about 6 degrees tomorrow morning. There's your wind dying down about 5 to 10 kilometers per hour mid to late this evening and staying light through the day tomorrow with temperatures pretty similar to what we had today. Today it was 7 in the morning, 18 in the afternoon. Tomorrow 6 degrees in the morning and up to about 18 in the afternoon. There's your chance of a late night shower tomorrow and then mostly cloudy skies and 17 on Sunday. One more day in the 20s on Monday, 22 or 23 for a high. And then back into the mid to upper teens for Tuesday, Wednesday, and the rest of next week.
All right, Josh, thank you. While summer has barely ended, Alberta's ski resorts are already looking ahead. Lake Louise says its opening day is tentatively scheduled for November 7th. The ski area says lots of prep work is already going on behind the scenes, like trail and snowmaking gear maintenance. This season will also be the first for Richardson Ridge. The area will have 200 acres of new terrain and eventually a brand new high-speed quad share. When we return, going for gold, the local players trying to make history at the Rugby World Cup final.
Definitely very inspirational because it just gives a vision of what we can do as a team and as a country.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by the music of Star Wars with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, we hear from the former head of the Alberta Teachers Association, who compares what teachers are feeling now to when they last went on strike. Also ahead, perhaps a little-known part of Edmonton's history, a look back at the Great Divide waterfall, why the taps were turned off, and whether it could ever return. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. The Canadian women's rugby team is going for gold in tomorrow's World Cup final. Several players from Edmonton and Alberta are on the roster. As CTV's Aaron Manisa reports, Edmonton's rugby community says this is a big boost for the sport.
This is what we've been building for 3 years to do, and the fact that we're in this week and this is the game that we're in is just unbelievable.
The Canadian women's team is taking on England in the Rugby World Cup final. They can make history as Canada has never won gold.
It was a bit of an unreal feeling, I think, because we were watching it as a team on a trip and everybody was just cheering. I think one of our coaches was crying.
Canada's road to the gold medal final is inspiring the University of Alberta's Pandas rugby squad.
Gives a vision of what we can do as a team and as a country, and gives a hope for if you ever do play for Canada that we're a winning program.
The two teams have some history playing in the 2014 final. Canada settled for silver.
England's going to be a hard team for them to face, but I think as long as they kind of stick to who they are and what's important to them, then I think it'll be a great game.
Assistant coach Chelsea Ross played for the women's national team from 2015 to 2017. She says Canada is becoming a rugby powerhouse.
I think that we're changing the way people see Canadian rugby on the global scale.
The St. Albert Rugby Club is expecting a packed house to watch the game.
At every Canada game, we've had a watch party, and we've had bigger crowds out to every watch party this year than we did to the last Women's World Cup final.
The match is at 9 a.m.
There's a big breakfast and a little breakfast, so depending on how much bacon and sausage you want on your plate, we'll have that on there, and the bar will be open for drinks as well.
A gold medal would be good for business and the next generation of players.
The more that the young girls in Canada and in our province, in our country, in our city, can see them doing it and being successful, then they just are going to want to follow in their footsteps.
Showing there's more than just a medal on the line. Nair Misa, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.